Tanisa Umali was an elven scientist of sorts. She was always a bit of an outcast to the wood elves, being born with white hair and a good bit taller than other wood elves. She was drawn to humans from an early age and began the science of trying to improve upon the natural human race through a combination of elven magic, alchemy, and the early days of science. When her experiments became known to other elves, she was brought before the council and, after a short hearing, expelled. She and her few followers left the wood elves and built an enormous elven keep in the Wyron Swamp southeast of Port Bray. They named it Helheim and began their experiments again. Tanisa's idea was to take mortal humans and make something greater. The typical human has no affinity for magic and such short lifespans. She thought she could make something better, something higher. These experiments resulted in the death of most humans she attempted to evolve. The few that survived had a magic affinity, but were mentally unstable. They longed for Tanisa's love, but were rejected as they were not the high human she was attempting to create. These witches lived in a village at the foot of Helheim, practiced alchemy in an attempt to win Mother's favor, but she would not acknowledge them. After hundreds of experiments over many decades, Tanisa finally discovered the missing ingredient in creating her supreme kindred. The experiment needed a bit of her life essence. She added a small piece of herself in the formula, and it was a success. The first high human, Albedo, came to life that day. Tanisa realized that she could only perform the ritual a small number of times before she was used up and would pass from the world. Loving her high humans so much, she did the ritual 4 more times and then passed from this world. The witches hated the high humans and, as time went on, any humans at all, and in their insanity spread throughout the world, killing humans on sight. The high humans stayed in Helheim for a short time, but realized they needed to move away from men, as they, with their increased intelligence and magic ability, were feared throughout the world. The high humans left Helheim 600 years before the Nether War and live in their technologically advanced city in the mountains far from here. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode from the Realm of Vasten, take 3 or 4. Hey, this is Edgy's Wish. This is his Patreon episode. So, Edgy signed up for the gold tier of Patreon, and I messed up last time I was telling you. I got kind of distracted, and let me clarify what those tiers are. So, if you're in if you're in tier 3, then you also get tier 2 and tier 1, and if you're in the higher the tier, you also get the lower rewards. So this is the $3. This is the bronze tier reward, which is basically you get a statue, you get my gratitude, and that's $3. That's what I could even go down to $1. I'd be fine with that. Just any little bit helps just to pay for the server. The server has been largely a solo affair for quite some time now, and that that's fine. People come and go. That is how that works. But yeah, it is nice to get just a teensy bit of help going here. And the other statue I have here is Jerm. Jerm's not technically a patron, but Jerm takes care of our texture pack for us, and that is a huge amount of work. So my enduring gratitude goes to JermsyBoy, who's of course you all know is a master builder. So anyway, so I have in theory, two patrons now. So thank you so much to Edgy's Wish. So that's the bronze tier. Now the silver tier, you get like basically a house and a family in the Realm of Vasten, like a little bit of lore, like not like a build or anything, but you get like basically you would get a house in whatever kingdom you want. If you love Port Bray, then you would get a house in Port Bray, and we would do it, and we'd and show it off and that kind of stuff. The gold tier is what Edgy actually signed up for. So this is the did I show this? I don't know if I did. This is the card. This is the card they just put up. So this card goes to Port Bray. Let me show you where it is. I thought that this stone would be an appropriate way to get over there, because you need these stones for the statues. So you hit the button, and I just finished putting these cards together, and here's the card. So yeah, so to the monument, fall into. So it's again, everything runs through Port Bray. That's sort of one of the very few really quote rules that we have here in the realm. The gold tiers, you get a build. You get like an actual like lore. I don't want to say lore changing, but lore lore add-on build, like either maybe a kingdom, maybe not a whole kingdom because that can be huge, but you know, you get like a major thing, not just like a house in a town, and we work together to come up with that. Like I've been talking for about 3 weeks to work through all that lore that you heard on the cinematic. I didn't write that. I mean, I wrote the words for the script, but we really worked on it together. You also get a Discord rank for any of the tiers, and it's a chance basically to really work on some stuff and add some stuff that you like. You know, adding history to witches in the Realm of Vasten, that's a big addition, you know, and that's something that we worked on. You may see all that creative stuff over there. That is because of placing the command block to get the teleporting thing, and it took a ton of tries. I don't know why. I kept phasing through the ground. So anyway, yeah, so we're back here in Port Bray, which is totally not where I meant to go. Huh, yeah, this is not at all. Hey, this is not Port Bray either. Everything I said was wrong. This is White Sand. Let's go see Edgy Wish. Let's go see his build. Okay, it's outside of Port Bray actually, so we're close to the right place. And actually, I need to keep an eye on this. It's getting a little bit low. So to get there, it is just over this way. I actually tried to capture it on the cinematic, but it didn't really work. It didn't as far as the travel, because the chunks weren't loading in quite quickly enough for me to get a good cinematic view. How's this doing? I really don't want to break these. Doing okay. And here it is. So what I love about this, I love how close it is. You know, I think it adds a lot to this world, and it's cool. You know, also, now the thing I didn't show, and I showed last episode, but I don't think we really talked all that much about it. Actually, I need to go over here. Don't break. Don't break. Okay. Oh, we're going to fight. Oh, baby. We are going to fight. Oh. Or not. Oh, baby. Anyone else? Anyone else want some? Yeah, I really need to light this area up. There may be some... There's a wee bit of lag going on here because of the witch spawner. So, this is a witch farm, which I think you saw last episode, but... yeah, it's working better because I've lit up a lot more of the caves and stuff, and now that I have this sort of area working out, I don't know what I'm going to do down in here. I think I want to do something, but I don't know yet. I should say, officially, I'm not done with this build in any way, but I'm to a point where I felt like I could record and get a decent, you know, there was enough progress where I could record and get some storyline going and come in and talk to you guys, and show you what's going on here. I better eat something. So anyway, so yeah, that's what we've been going on. There's the witch farm right there. I built this whole big fake mountain over it, and because you know, I wasted some stuff. Like I put all this stuff up because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to build this, and then sort of the build came in, you know, the build sort of came together later after I already started this. But yeah, I think with the cliffs and everything, I think it really turned out nicely. I'm going to show you that if I can ever fight my way through here. I would like to go down and see, there we go, and see where the drops and stuff are. But man, I really need to, I'm in terrible frames right now. I don't know if it's because I'm underground or because of what, but yikes. Anyway, so yeah, so big additions. There are a few other things, that are going to be on the wiki. I know Edgy specifically wanted to name Tanisa's butler a certain name, which I don't have right in front of me right now, but that will be on the... Oh, there it goes. There, it all fired. Cool. You know, all that'll be on the wiki here shortly. Let's go down here and take a look. This should work. And, yeah, I mean... Wait, am I going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Cool. Where are we? Yeah, see, it's just... I've been building here quite a bit, and it's still just like, this is all I have, you know? It's just not that good. It's not that good. I'll figure out what's going on. You know, I think, let me just take a look here. I don't think that I have a ton of caves to light up. I think I've kind of gone through most of it. I mean, I have done the sort of spectator mode trick. I mean, there's some dark ones over there. There's some dark ones over there. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's quite a bit. I guess there's quite a bit that I haven't lit up, but while I'm here in spectator mode, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this build, shall we? Because I really think it turned out it turned out pretty nice. Now, again, we're not done with it, but I got the landscaping part of it done. I built these cliffs. This was a very flat swamp before. So I built these cliffs up and tried to make it look natural. Now, I have not detailed the cliffs. I do want to do that. I'll come in with like cobblestone and andesite and stuff and detail that. But yeah, I thought adding a little bit of elevation is going to be good, because what I want to do, you know, I mentioned in the voiceover, you know, there was a witches lived here, and then the high humans lived. So I'm thinking the high humans will live here in this diorite sort of fantasy palace, and then the witches will live like in kind of crappy cobblestone huts down in the bottom, you know. And yeah, and then in the middle I want to do an altar. So let me explain what's going on over here. So the idea is Tanisa was a scientist, an elven scientist, which is not something that, like, there weren't very many, you know. Science, I think the elves lean more on magic, and the scientists, you know, of course incorporated magic but also used other things, right? This is a battery. So I built up a bunch of iron bars up there, thinking it would be like a lightning rod. To be honest, I don't think that it's real effective, but I think that the idea is through there. Maybe if anyone has maybe a better idea on how to do this. But again, this hasn't been used in like 600 years. The battery, because that's when Tanisa died, according to lore. So this is basically this magma block. This is the idea. It's like a magical electric battery. So when this gets hit by lightning, which is why the structure maybe has to be so big, then it goes in there, and then it comes down here, and this is where sort of the high humans were created. That is the bit of lore that we're kind of working out here. Survival. Okay, cool. Boy, that's so annoying. I really hate those lighting glitches. Man, I wish they'd take care of that. Anyway, yeah, so that's this whole area will be like an altar. Catch that lag? That was that was the slide blocks going off. I'll be right back. All right, I should say some of the things that Edgy's wish that added is of the high humans. There are 3 sisters named Albedo. That's the first one that was created. Negredo, and Rubedo. Tanisa's butler is named Sebastian, and then the last one is named Demiurge. What? Demerge? Maybe Demerge. I'm not sure. Okay, look, if you guys are writing lore for this world, Realm of Vasten, you just gotta make it things that like an old fogey who only speaks English has a chance of pronouncing. Okay, that's our one rule. Anyway, so yeah, so it's been a really fun process, kind of writing this all together, working really as a collaborative project, and kind of even coming up with build ideas and things. So it's been very fun. There's a lot more nature and things that I want to do to this that I haven't done yet. I want to add a lot of nature. I want to add maybe some rings around these things, and all that stuff is going to come with time. We're just not there yet, because this took probably more than 2 weeks. This probably took about 3 weeks. I had a big backlog before I started building this thing, and then yeah, this took about 3 weeks. The other thing that we need to do is we need to light up this entire area in a bad way. Like, everything has to be lit up. I'm going to wait until I build sort of the witch area. So I'm kind of thinking this area up here, the higher part, is going to be like Tanisa's workshop, like in all these like what do you call it, pillars, I guess, or something. That's gonna be where she did her experiments and stuff. And then down, like over the cliff, under or below the cliff, like in all these areas, this is where we're gonna put witch huts, like kind of crappy. Like after she died, the witches continued to live here until they eventually sort of, I don't know, grew. Since they're kind of insane, they grew maybe and went away from each other, you know. I love that there's mountains in the background. I think the backdrop for this witch hut is just perfect, and I think the location is really ideal. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool build. I think I really tried my hand as far as the building techniques go, because, you know, we don't have slabs and stairs still, much to my chagrin. So I use a lot of, I have to slab everything because of the mob spawning bit. So I used a lot of these smooth stone stairs. I've been utilizing the banking clan like a crazy person, just constantly taking diorite out in exchange for ender pearls for the most part. That seems to be the fastest way to fill a shulker box for me. And yeah, just working and building. What's really nice is that Port Bray is so close. That's probably why my why my Electra's shot, because Port Bray is so close that it only takes like a few seconds to fly over there and get stuff, whatever. But yeah, I want to add a lot of water to these areas so it still looks like a swamp up here. This is why I did a lot of let me see, like, see this whole, like, I thought this should be depressed, so I made that. I'm gonna bring in some soul sand, really make things look muddy, and oh, I just missed that one. But you know, like, this will be filled with water, and we'll have some water features pouring down here, like that kind of stuff, like as if water swells up, maybe, and then yeah, that would make sense. Like groundwater swells up in the swamp. You know, it doesn't all come from somewhere else. Where's my bed? I always get mixed up. Is it over here? It's over here. There it is. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the build has been really good. It's been a fun process. I want to thank again Edgy's Wish for coming in hard with a Patreon sponsorship, and hopefully you really enjoy this build and being officially sort of part of Vasten and creating the high humans. Now, what are the high humans? Let's discuss that. I know I'm just bouncing around here because this build is so massive. There's nothing I can build in just a few seconds while I'm talking. The next thing I have to build anyway is actually going to be like the witch area. We'll do that in episodes together. But what are the high humans? Well, so the high humans are going to be like evolved humans, like better humans, smarter, taller, faster, stronger, maybe, and feared. And I'm gonna but also they have some magic ability. I think that is kind of a cool thing. Like, normal humans in Vasten maybe aren't generally, for the most part. I think there will probably be exceptions, but for the most part, normal humans, they're not exceptionally magical, you know. And the high humans are. So eventually, we're gonna have a high human kingdom, and I'm kind of thinking like steampunk, like a whole steampunk kingdom. You know, I think that'll be really fun. This place is called Helheim. If you didn't catch it on the voiceover, and it's going to function as basically a witch kingdom, you know, an alchemy witch kingdom. That's going to be kind of the direction we go in. This will be sort of a side project in addition to the banking clan for me to sort of take a break. I'm working hard towards finishing White Sands. A lot of it is just laying white sand sort of in the background, like not episode worthy necessarily, but I do want to get that wrapped up so we can sort of move along and figure out if we want to do another kingdom in season 2 or sort of start season 3 and see which direction we want to go, you know, because I don't know, there's a lot of things up in the air right now. I mean, it's not going anywhere. This world is my artistic thing in my life, you know. As much as I enjoy the modded stuff or Wargrows or Villagecraft, I do, and I very much do enjoy those. This is like my artistic outlet, you know. So this isn't going anywhere, but I'm just trying to decide, with the server being just me for the last several weeks, just trying to decide which way I want to go, you know. I think I can continue to do massive projects like this, in addition to the smaller episodes that I've done before, and I'm sure I want to continue the lore, expanding that, because I've really liked the direction that's been going in. So yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to talking to all of you folks who are so nice to come and watch the videos and make comments and stuff about sort of which direction we want to go, you know. The main question mark is going to be for season 3. For season 3, do I invite more people on to play, or in season 3, do I kind of just continue this as a mostly single player world? You know, that's the question. And I don't know what the answer is. So it's just something I'm really thinking about. I'm really thinking about how best to sort of proceed and all that kind of stuff. You know, this has never been a giant, huge SMP. That's never been my goal. It's never been what it is. I've always looked at this as a single player world that several people could potentially play on, you know, because I have no interest in housing 12 or 15 people. It's just not. It's not the point of this. There is that out there, and that's great. It's just not really where I want to go with this. You know, I want to keep a bit of a, I don't know, maybe a little bit more of a slow grind, but knowing everything that's going on. I not necessarily approving. I don't mean that, but you know, just seeing it. I actually want to see the world expand. You know, I don't know how the best way to go about that is, but Either way, I think that probably good place here to wrap up, because next episode I want to come back, and I'm not sure where I want to go. Excuse me. I'm not sure if I want to go Banking Clan or if I want to go. I might want to take a break from Helheim for a little bit. This was a lot of building. Really trying to work on a fantasy vibe. You know, it's something I've never done. I've never done a real true fantasy castle. You know, not like my other castle. It was like historically accurate. I've just never done like the real colorful, you know, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, I've never tried this before, so it's interesting. It's interesting. There's some things I need to add. Like, do you see, I like the way I put birch on top of this, but then I don't like the way that it doesn't appear like anywhere along here. So I want to find ways to incorporate some birch just to give it a little bit of color that's not just white or purple. The reason why I went purple is because purple is a witch color, right? So witches would have taken maybe the color purple from Helheim as their sort of traditional outfit or garb or whatever. I think that kind of makes sense. And you know, they had the alchemy thing too, which kind of ties into this. I love that witches now have a historical origin. I think that's super fun. I think it's super fun, and I can't wait to expand more on that, you know. And actually, I want to write some lore of some current witches, some important witches back in the day, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, hey, let me know what you think. You know, this was a job. This was a job, but one that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the outcome too. So now that this enormous project's over, I want to move on to some smaller projects and just kind of get my feet back on the ground, because this was yeah, look, it was super fun. But anytime you're copying look, I copied like these towers 4 times, you know. We'll copy it 3 times. Those towers 3 more times, and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of counting and a lot of just going back and checking and stuff, which is you know, it's not incredibly creative when you're just copying. The first one is creative, and then it's kind of like just gotta copy it. But that's the nature of this particular build. So anyway, that's it for me. I will see you all next episode. Thank you so much again. Special thanks to Edgy's Wish for coming in hard with that and really helping out and excuse me, helping me pay for the server. And also, you know, once I get 10 Patreons, then I do want to do a special Patreon server. It's not just gonna be a regular one. I have some really interesting ideas of how I want to sort of do something that's gonna be creative and different, and I think we could have a lot of fun. So that's gonna be the idea there. I will see you all next episode from the Realm of Vasten. Thank you so much for coming by, and I love you guys. I really miss everyone. So I will be back with a lot more uploads, more frequent here now that this project is sort of behind me. Okay, love y'all. Bye.